Formula One is more popular than ever. That's partly due to Netflix Drive to Survive. The season we had last year, incredibly intense. The person who won the championship won it on the last lap. Yes, it was slightly constructed. Yes, the director did change the rules on the fly. But that's for another day. This is F1 Manager 2022. I'm so excited for this game. It comes out this summer. We don't know exactly when. I will be speculating during this video, so look forward to that. So this is not driving. You're not actually driving in this game. It's all about the micromanagement involved in running an F1 team. The engineers, the pit crew, the sponsors, the battery, the engine, what else? The Aero Dynamics, the wind tunnel, cost caps. There's so much involved in running an F1 team. 400 people can work on 2 cars that race occasionally at weekends. That is crazy. What a crazy sport. Absolutely millions and millions of pounds gets flooded into these cars every year. And yeah, this is where we're going to potentially control a team and win a championship with a team, where we become the team principal. Oh, I'm so excited for this game. I did play an old game. It's not an official game, but it was called Motorsport Manager. And in essence, it's similar to that. So again, it's micromanagement. You tell your driver on race day to go a bit quicker, to save batteries, to pit for tyres, to push during qualifying. You may get a new aero part. You may get a new sponsor. There's so much you have to worry about. I'm so excited for this game. Anyway, launching this summer on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, F1 Manager 2022 challenges you to play as a pivotal role in the paddock of the world's most exhilarating motorsport. Become the team principal of any of the 10 teams from the 2022 FIA Formula One World Championship. Compete on the official circuits over multiple years, hire real world drivers and engineers, expand your HQ, and build the next dominant force in F1. I would love to create my own team and pull it into the game like my team career mode in F1 2021. Also, there's a very interesting debate. When do these games launch? F1 Manager 22, and we have F1 2022. When do they launch? Obviously, the Codemasters game is completely different. It's focused on the driving aspects of the game, but still, when do they come out? Does one launch earlier, maybe in May or April, and does the other one launch in July? Interestingly, with the trailer in the background, Paul Ricard is a main feature, so that might give us some clue. Maybe they're hoping to release at the end of July, but some screenshots of actual in-game screenshots, which you see about now. That's Baku, and that's the 12th of June. So maybe there's a slight clue there as to when they may want to come out. June, July time. I think that's a good guess. Every decision of this F1 team is based around you, and you only. You are the team principal. Recently, those team principals have been highlighted even more. Toto Wolff, for example, Christian Horner. You're going to become that person in the limelight during press conferences. Maybe a driver's not performing up to scratch. You may add a little bit of extra pressure to that driver, for example, which may make them better, or they may fold and get worse. It's a tricky management. With decades of experience developing acclaimed management and simulator games, the Frontier team has been working hard to create an authentic, lovely, detailed, thrilling, rewarding experience in F1 Manager 2022. Yeah, Frontier is incredible. They released Jurassic World Evolution recently, Planet Zoo. They're the perfect team for this game, in my opinion. Handle the day-to-day running of an F1 team, overseeing a long-term strategy, and making split-second decisions to guide your crew to victory. Sponsors, regulation changes, navigate these challenges, and then come to the race weekend. Create and execute the perfect strategy for success. Will it be fastest lap on race day? We get pole. We win the race. We do the triple, which is obviously the best. You want to get that every weekend, ideally, but obviously it's not quite possible. For example, Mercedes right now, they're struggling with the regulations. Obviously, they were winning world championships for the last 8 years. And you see they're now the third, fourth fastest car. Write your own chapter in a brand new era of F1. Yes, so the cars are completely different, closer racing, they look different visually. Become a team principal of an F1 team and steer them to glory through the 2022 FIA Formula World Championship. Will you take control of the top outfit, a Ferrari, a Red Bull, for example, and instantly compete for race wins? Or manage a team further down the field and guide them up the grid? I think Williams could be a good shout for that. Haas, if you really want to be ambitious. Keep the board happy by hitting season targets and long-term goals. One thing I don't want in these games, it happens a lot. So I have one really good race where I get 6th place in a Haas. I don't want... See, Haas is actually quite a good team right now. Aston Martin's probably the worst team right now, which is mad to say. Yeah, say Aston Martin, I come 6th randomly. I make the perfect calls. I hope the target for the next race is to not come 6th, because that's just... It's not fair. It's a one-off, okay? So many games do that. It's so annoying. Anyway, support and develop your contracted drivers or scout and hire from the official F1, F2 and F3 lineup. Build a team in your image, balance the books, make critical decisions, and forge an unforgettable legacy. I mean, unforgettable legacy would be 8 Constructors' World Championships. Obviously, that being Mercedes. Anyway, the factory perfects your perfect car. Get your hands on the 2022 bold new design and race closer to your opponents than ever before. Design, assign new parts for your car to prepare for the race ahead. Choose your engineering approach to gain advantages on upcoming circuits. So maybe you're going to go to Monza, you want high speed. In Monaco, you want lots of downforce, you want lots of chassis grip. So yeah, track to track, the car is normally quite different. Utilize cutting-edge technology to fine-tune each part, unlocking the full potential of your world-class racing machine, and leave your competition in the dust. I love this. I love this. I can't wait for this game, honestly. I will be doing videos on this game when it comes out, of course. The race. Create, execute your strategy. From lights out on the checkered flag, you're in control. Drive every decision. Use driver feedback and engineer insight to plan your approach. But be prepared to react to dynamic race events. That could be a safety car, weather changes, anything like that. Virtual safety car, for example, as well. Immerse yourself in the hyper-realistic simulation of an official F1 race. Presented by True to Life. Wow. Broadcast quality. You may have seen the screenshots they released fairly recently. Also got a driver here as well. Leclerc looks good. You can see him right now on screen. Yeah, very impressive. Good hair. I mean, Leclerc looks great anyway. This is definitely the best looking grid, by the way. This is unreal how many good looking drivers are on that grid. It's madness. Use important data to make crucial calls that can make or break your race. Always on a razor edge between crushing defeat and glorious victory. I love that. So it's coming out on PlayStation, coming out on PC, coming out on Xbox, coming out on all sort of the main platforms. I would imagine they would like to launch on Switch. Probably depends on how it does. But this game is built for me. I am so excited for this game. So excited for this game. So on social media, they are going from A to Z, and they've done 4 so far, I believe. Anyway, ready to take on your first season. Let's get up to speed with some of the basics of F1 Manager 2022. And I'd say one of the essential parts of this sport is Aero Dynamics. The airflow over and around your car, or these days, under the car, in particular. Listen to driver feedback and develop your car to improve your aero performance. So certain drivers might want a more twitchy car, an understeery car, an oversteery car. You want to try and build the perfect car for your drivers. So, for example, Max Verstappen had a car built around him. He likes the car to be quite on the nose. It wasn't built for Perez, and you can see with the sort of difference in time, Verstappen had a car built for him, and he went out and he won a championship. So maybe if I'm going to run Mercedes, I might just focus on Hamilton, make sure he's happy, ignore Russell. That's the decision you have to make. The long-term strategy would be probably with George Russell, because Lewis Hamilton's probably going to retire in a couple of years. Retirements I'm guessing, will be a factor in this game as well. Next up is the battery. So this is all about ERS. So you can basically instruct your driver to overtake, to push the battery ERS button, or you can harvest it, save it for later on. Normally, you get an allotted amount you can use over the lap, but you may want to save it up and have a really big push lap. Or famously, I think it was in was it Austria, where Norris was able to push a whole lap, and he caught up enough time to basically overtake Lewis Hamilton, because Lewis Hamilton had a 5-second penalty. So he gained a lot of time there because he had ERS saved up and he could push. So yeah, you got to work that out. Got to balance the battery power. Next up is cost cap. So this has actually been introduced this year. So it's to basically bring the teams closer together. So the Mercedes, the Ferraris of the world can't just outspend everyone and win the championship every year. I think it's a great idea. It still has issues. For example, Haas can't meet that cost cap. It's just not possible. It's too high. But still, I think it's a good thing to have. So, do you want to maybe spend some money on aero? Do you want to try and improve the engine? Do you want to go for a bigger driver? Do your drivers keep crashing, which obviously will take it out of the budget as well to repair the car? It's going to be very, very interesting. See how that works. Next up, we have engineers. As a team principal, scout and hire real-world F1 engineers and chiefs. Having the very best engineers on your staff will be pivotal to your success. Adrian Newey, who designed this car, the 2022 car, has been with Red Bull for ages and basically made them a front runner for years. He's such a good engineer. Engineers are incredibly important in F1. So currently, that is all the information we have on F1 Manager 2022. Very excited for this game to come out. Oh, so excited. As an F1 fan for over 20 years, I've wanted this game so much. And the fact it's got obviously got the official license as well is a massive factor. I reckon the game, bit of a prediction, between the Baku Grand Prix and the Paul Ricard, which is the French Grand Prix, the 24th of July and the 12th of June. It'll come out roughly, I reckon, between those dates. That's the prediction I have. I have no insider information or whatever. I have no idea. I'm so excited for this game. Let me know in the comments, what team are you going to pick? What additions would you like to see? For me, making my own team, like F1 2021, would be awesome to have my own team in the sport and controlling that team. Like, in terms of design, sponsors, I would love that. I would truly love that. It might even be in the game already. I have no idea. But yeah, let me know what would be your team of choice. I would definitely start around the midfield to the latter end of the grid and try and build that team up. I might go for Aston Martin. They need a new principal. They need someone to come in there to be strong, to hire the right people, and really take them to the top of the Constructors' Championship. I feel like I could be that person. So maybe Aston Martin, that iconic green. Haas, just to see them go up again would be incredible. Williams, see them return to former glory. McLaren needs a bit of help. Alpine could do with a little bit more assistance. Yeah, there's a few teams there for sure. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode or this video. A bit random, but I thought we'd talk about it for a little bit. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.